It's called the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. At a recent summit in Japan, the leaders of 9 countries discussed this trade initiative, which could become the building block for a free trade zone throughout the entire Asia-Pacific region. The TPP is a huge issue for the countries that do decide to take part, but for Japan the implications are almost impossible to exaggerate. The business magazine Diamond says the decisions now being made by Japan's policymakers on TPP will no less shape the very nature of this nation. Will Japan remain a major player on the global economic stage, or will it continue to look inward as its population shrinks? The idea of free trade is gaining traction in Japan. It was different a few years ago when Japanese farming was seen as an expression of traditional culture and therefore in need of protection. Which is why agriculture has long been a stumbling block in bilateral negotiations involving Japan. But now, after a couple of decades of stagnation, not to mention the economic upheaval sparked by the Fukushima crisis, more and more Japanese are convinced that balking at free trade now could well leave their country in the dust. With an ever-strengthening yen, growing competition from regional rivals, and anemic economic growth at home, Tokyo increasingly is pinning its hopes on the TPP to help it out of its economic morass.